And what about this internet thing? Do you know anything about that?
Sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
Well, it's become a place where people are publishing information.
Right.
So everybody can have their own homepage. Companies are there, the latest information. It's wild what's going on. You can send electronic mail to people. It is the big new thing.
Boom. Hello, Jack.
What's up?
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you finally.
Yeah, keep this sucker like a fist from your face. Is
Got
always
it.
good. First of all, dude, you started a company. When you started Twitter, when you guys first started, did you have any idea? There's no way you could have had any idea what it would be now.
No.
Yeah, there's no way in hell he knew or anybody else knew what Twitter or any social media was going to be.
Isn't it crazy to hear someone like Jack Dorsey, one of the inventors and founders of Twitter, talk about his platform in that way? Go back to the beginning of the video listening to Bill Gates talk about the internet in that way, where for a lot of people now, that's all they've known. I was 6 years old when he had that interview. By that time, I had AOL, the 56K modem, listening to the dial-up. You couldn't use your landline while someone was on the internet unless you had a second line installed. And then a short time later, there was this company called Earthlink came on. Oh my God, I don't have to dial up? What do you mean I'm on the internet already? And I would just play my games. That was really big into StarCraft. And we used MSN. AOL Instant Messenger was the big thing. You had to be logged on, you had to have a cool away message so people knew what you were doing. And I think 03 or 04, there was MySpace. Edit the HTML, you could make the colors, you could add a cool song, and you had your top friends, including Tom. Remember that guy? He's nobody's friend anymore. Here comes along this Harvard dropout with the Facebook.
What is the Facebook exactly?
It's an online directory that connects people through universities and colleges through their social networks there. Most importantly, who your friends are. And then you can browse around and see who people's friends are and just check out people's online identities and see how people portray themselves and just find some interesting information about people.
And then the next thing, which is Jack Dorsey and Ed Williams and these guys, Biz Stone, I believe, making Twitter. And then in Instagram in, I think, 2011. I didn't even have Instagram in college because it wasn't around. I'm not that old. Don't look at me like that. And then there's Snapchat, which definitely wasn't around. And then the dating apps. And it's just so integrated into our lives. And I got rid of it. But I have nothing against it. I have nothing against social media. Even though you're expected to have a couple things in life, especially if you're dating, you better have an iPhone because nobody wants to see that green text popping up. And number two, you gotta have social media. Or I would be with a woman and be like, what are you hiding? You a serial killer? What's wrong with you? And then, why don't you like social media? Listen, it's not that I don't like it. I just prefer not to have it. It just makes me happy. I remember the last straw for me to get rid of it, because it wasn't so much the toxicity that people talk about online of these people finding each other. It was more my own toxicity. One day I was on my paddleboard. I was in Sunset Harbor. It was this gorgeous sunset. Wanted to get my phone and take a picture to share. So I reached back. There's a pouch on the back of my paddleboard to grab my phone. I fell. And as I'm getting up and I sit back on my board, I'm thinking, did I want to share the sunset or make people jealous of what I was doing at that moment? And I thought about that. Got back to my place and I look at my phone, my screen time, and I'm like, holy crap. And I saw hours and hours of social media stuff per day. And I did the math. I was thinking, okay, 2 hours a day. That's 1/12 of a day. 1/12 of a day, every single day. Oh my God, there's a whole month I'm looking on my phone on social media? Are you kidding me? To me, had to go. What should I have been doing? I should have been reading more. I don't know, exercising more. There was just a bunch of other stuff I wanted to do. And now if I look at my screen time, probably can't see it. I have 1 hour looking at my phone today. It does say I have 21 minutes on social media. It considers text messaging social media. I do have GroupMe. I also started doing this weird thing where it's not texting, it's not posting on someone's wall, it's calling, for those of you who don't know what that means. And I use this icon here. It looks like a phone. There's a keypad, and I dial, and then that rings, and they answer. We're actually sharing things. There's not this weird false sense of connection because they saw something on my Instagram. We actually have things new to share. I ask, hey, what's new? Because I generally don't know. Oh, here's something that's kind of scary. If you don't understand how blockchain works and how things like Bitcoin or Coin or Litecoin, Ethereum, all this, the reason why it's so popular is because it's not in a centralized bank. It's what's called decentralized. Bits of information and redundancies all over the globe on people's mining machines. And that way, there's no one single source that can go down. Now, blockchain is primarily used for cryptocurrencies now. But if you listen to people like Jack Dorsey, sooner or later, the storage of information is going to be like blockchain. It's going to be decentralized. All of your information will never be deleted, ever. So something that you said when you were 14 and then you're 70 years old is going to be stored somewhere. That's just for me. That's me personally. And I know certain people probably have New Year's resolutions to reduce phone use, maybe reduce social media use, maybe to get rid of social media. Well, I can tell you, I am happier without it. That is way too much. Excuse me. Indiana, could you not scratch while I'm working here? What did I just say? She doesn't listen.